इस इन्फॉर्म्ड और इंसाइटफुल लेक्चर का पर्पज है फ्रीडम फाइटर, आर्किटेक्ट ऑफ मॉडर्न इंडिया, विजनरी स्टेट्समैन जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने आखिर क्यों पीपल्स रिपब्लिक ऑफ चाइना के कोस्ट पर यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका के इंडिया के लिए यूनाइटेड नेशंस सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल की परमानेंट मेंबरशिप के ऑफर को एक्सेप्ट नहीं किए? क्या ये नेहरू का ब्लंडर था या ये हमारी ब्लाइंडनेस है कि हम उस बैकड्रॉप को समझने में अनेबल है जिसके आधार पर ये डिसीजन लिया गया था? इस बैकड्रॉप को समझने के लिए हमें सबसे पहले इंडियन फॉरेन पॉलिसी की रूट्स को ट्रेस करना होगा। उनकी रूट्स है, अगर हम मॉडर्न इंडिया तक अपने आप को लिमिट करें तो इंडियन फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल। नाउ Indian freedom struggle that led whole wave of anti-colonial struggle annihilated colonial shackles and realized tryst with destiny, self-determination, nation's dignity, individuals' emancipation. Indian freedom struggle, world's founding moment, world heritage that heralded historic era of democratization of democracy, world's third republican revolution after American War of Independence or American Revolution and French State Revolution. Independent India's foreign policy, enlightened vision, direction reflects in Part 4, Article 51, promotion of international peace and security of our Constitution, cornerstone of nation, conscience of modern India and modernity. This ethical ambition that reflects in Article 51 of our Constitution is in synergy with the United Nations Chartered aims and objectives. Indian national movement, heritage of struggle against an era of darkness, colonial exploitation, discrimination, deprivation, and oppression, and integrated whole wave of resistance against colonial imperial exploitation, physical, human, socio-cultural, psychological, environmental, and ecological, and stood with oppressed across the globe. In course of their own anti-imperialist struggle, the Indian people evolved a policy of opposition to imperialism as also the expression of and establishment of solidarity with anti-imperialist movements in other parts of the world. Example: early Indian national leaders condemned imperial expansionist and expeditions. For example, Second Afghan War, imperial British policy in Egypt, Lord Curzon's attack on Tibet on 22nd August 1907 at the Second Socialist Congress in German Stuttgart. Madam Bekhaji Kama, mother of Indian revolutionaries or Indian Revolution movement, became the first person to unfurl the Indian flag on foreign land. Foreign intervention in China's Boxer uprising. Nehru participated in the International Congress against colonial oppression and imperialism held in Brussels in February 1927. The basic objective of this conference to bring together the colonial people of Asia, Africa, and Latin America struggling against imperialism and working people in capitalist countries fight against capitalism. When Ethiopia attacked by fascist Italy in early 1936, International Congress declared Ethiopian people's struggle to be part of all exploited people's struggle for freedom. Strong support for Spanish Republicans engaged in life and death struggle with fascist Franco in Spanish Civil War. That time, in June 1938, Nehru visited Spain and visited battlefields and spent 5 days in Barcelona, which was under constant bombardment. These examples are long listed. So, this, in short, this was the background when India visioned its foreign policy. India visioned its dream of Asian resurgence based on Asian values to construct a world order after decades of West civilization crisis, world wars. India's dream of Asia's resurgence to reshape world order on ethical principles where humanity thrive with dignity. In this dream, India acknowledged adopt China as its partner. India and China, the shared heritage of struggle against imperial colonial exploitation, centuries of humiliation, Cold War, polarized geopolitical world order. In this situation, in this backdrop, on October 1st, 1949, People's Republic of China, established under the leadership of Mao Zedong after decisive triumph over Kuomintang in China's civil war. Kuomintang Party, under its leadership, Sun Yat-sen, and with their followers, settled in Formosa Island, Taiwan, after uprooted from mainland China under leadership of Communist Party China's Mao Zedong. Communist Party of China can capture Formosa Island or now Taiwan immediately, but United States of America nuclear umbrella deterred its ambitions. In the backdrop of United Nations dehumanizing bombing Nagasaki and Hiroshima, Nehru, in this backdrop, Jawaharlal Nehru from day one adopted one China policy. Means Taiwan is the integral part of mainland China. Even when China didn't acknowledge Jammu and Kashmir, India's integral part, it can be seen an example of India's weak foreign policy in context of its continental neighbor China. In backdrop of Cold War polarized world order, post-World War's catastrophic destruction, anti-colonial struggles culmination, decolonization, integration of newly independent nations after years of exploitation, deprivation, discrimination, oppression, or an era of darkness. When post Second World War, United Nations established on October 24, 1945 to establish peace and security collectively. with its six organs, most important in terms of execution of United Nations resolutions of decisions. United Nations Security Council with five: United States of America, United Kingdom, France, USSR, and China as permanent members. Due to Cold War rivalry, Western Bloc or capitalist bloc vehemently opposed the entry of Communist China when China, under the authority of Communist China or Communist Party of China, under leadership of Mao Zedong in United Nations Security Council permanent membership. Instead of it, they acknowledged Taiwan, an island territory of mainland China, as permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. He opposed it and supported People's Republic of China, mainland China, claim on permanent seat of UNSC. In this background, during 1950, between Foster Dulles, representative of Henry Truman, who bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki and evaporate millions in minutes and millions left millions as orphans for years due to catastrophic nuclear radiation, and Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, India's ambassador to United States of America. Exchange of letters established that United States of America offered India UNSC permanent seat at the coast of China and tried to persuade her. Critics criticizing Nehru for his Himalayan blunder not to accept United States of America's offer of permanent seat in United Nations Security Council. Was it Himalayan blunder or critics' blindness to see reality of Cold War conspiracy? Its alternative interpretation. First, it may be diplomatic trap or conspiracy to destroy India's image, stature as emerging leader of world, third world, emerging influence, decisive voice of global south. When India mobilizing third world under non-alignment movement, we can contextualize it with after Russian Revolution, USSR under leadership of Lenin revealed Sykes-Picot Treaty 1916 that encapsulated imperial ambitions of France and Britain. This was the decisive, decisive step that uprooted French and British influence in Arabic world. We cannot ignore this context in India's decision making in the United Nations Security Council's permanent membership. Imagine if India accepted that offer. It can be vetoed by USSR if India moved forward its efforts for permanent seat under US's patronage and graveyard for its ambitions of non-alignment movements, policy of impartiality, its strategic autonomy. Example: now USC United Kingdom, France, Russian Federation are united for India's permanent membership at UNSC in spite of their mutual rivalry struggle. But single nation, China, disrupted India's aspirations in each and every way due to their irresponsive use of veto. This must not be ignored. It means we should try to understand the procedure of permanent membership without entrapped or understanding in trap of prejudices. It is unfortunate that after independence, India's literacy rate increased manifold, but our understanding maligned with prejudices or lust for power. It is our brain dullness that even after 75 years of our freedom, we are unable to understand even the procedure to become permanent member of a United Nations Security Council and geopolitics of world and backdrop in which India decisively supported China's claim on UNSC that United States of America uh, acknowledged in 1971, and the United Nations General Assembly on October 25, 1971 recognized People's Republic of China as a legitimate representative of China, and with that resolution expelled forth Republic of China or Taiwan. Now, India, world's largest democracy, where one-sixth of humanity thrive with cohesion, except some disturbances due to emerging social movements or aspirations. Largest vibrant inclusive democracy, fifth largest economy and aspire to become third by 2030. Responsible nuclear power with no first use and first responder in any crisis across the globe, from vaccine metry to immediate response to Turkey's earthquake without any calculation, without any diplomatic calculation. UN chartered member, one of the biggest or largest contributor in UN peacekeeping forces, where brave hearts Indians laid down their lives, world's peace and security, humans' dignity. India now hub or epicenter of innovation, or in other words, emerging next generation disruptive and innovative technologies. Now we deserve it. No one in a state to patronize and exploit India, India's free foreign policy, India's strategic autonomy, India's fault lines. But China creates hurdles in each and every possible way in path of India's ambitions to become a decisive power in United Nations organization or its structure, to become or to transform it in structure and spirit to be a real voice of real world in 21st century, but cannot deter. But China's vetoes or China's conspiracy, China's calculations cannot deter India's ambitious vision and concrete capabilities to address issues of world order. Its own India, as founding member of UN, tried to establish it as a credible institution in backdrop of Cold War politics. In backdrop of World War's destruction, catastrophic wreckage. But colonial rulers' Cold War politics betrayed India. For an example, resolution on Jammu and Kashmir, even after the, the Jammu and Kashmir's king's accession with integrated India. That's the result. United Nations paralyzed its functioning. That is visible in Russian-Ukrainian crisis or Russian-Ukrainian war. India, with glorious heritage of Indian national movement, try to transform international politics so that humanity can thrive with dignity, equality, fraternity, and nations with their sovereignty and territorial integrity. Sacrifice is the basis of ideals realization into reality. Without sacrifice, no idea, no ideal established as ideal. Example from Socrates' sacrifice to father of nation's assassination and Chinese betrayal with India in 1962. With India's ideals, its ethical aspiration to annihilate imperial ambitions for forever. इन सब के बावजूद इंडिया का बिट्रायल अपनी जगह है और इंडिया की इंडियन फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल और इसकी इम्पार्शियल फॉरेन पॉलिसी, फ्री फॉरेन पॉलिसी, स्ट्रेटेजिक ऑटोनॉमी, इट्स एम्बिशंस, कॉन्क्रीट कैपेबिलिटीज, वो अपनी हेरिटेज है, वो इसकी यूनिक स्ट्रेंथ है. आज यूनाइटेड नेशंस के साथ इंडिया का इंटीग्रेशन एज परमानेंट मेंबर एक इश्यू हो सकता है, लेकिन इश्यू इतना बड़ा नहीं है कि इंडिया के एम्बिशंस को डिटर कर सके. इंडिया के एम्बिशंस के पंख, इंडिया की कैपेबिलिटीज से फ्यूल, प्रोपल्सन, इंस्पिरेशन लेते हैं.